So the Daily Mail put out an article that they had spoken to some family member of Erica's or something, and it's basically just bashing Candace and letting the world know why Erica hates Candace so much. And in true Candace fashion on her show last night, in the most ladylike way, of course, I don't know how she does that, she replied to Erica, and I'm going to play it for you.
She then flips and describes her feelings toward me, someone who is trying to find the true killer. The article reads, quote, "That bridge is burned between Erica and Candace. It's more than burned. It's been blown up. There's no reason for Erica to ever speak to Candace again, ever," the family member said. Candace decided to make this her identity. It's a grab for attention, building her name and her brand and making some money off of it. That's what Erica thinks. Oh, brand being built? No, Erica, I had a name and I had a brand before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. In fact, me and your husband built our names and our brands alongside each other and apart from each other. The world didn't know your name until he died. You attempted to build your brand thereafter, and you made an incalculable amount of money in the process. Do we all need a refresher on the things that she was willing to sell? The photos, the bloody mic in front of donors, the taken in front of it, the bloodied tent, people taking selfies under it. It took just 3 weeks after Charlie's assassination for Erica to file for 3 trademarks, granting her the right to his name on t-shirts, tote bags, any and all clothing. 3 trademarks. And those Freedom shirts, which were sold immediately, remember everyone wanted a Freedom shirt. They were actually very costly. Those were not sold through the charitable arm. Okay, former employees have confirmed to me that those profits went straight to Charlie Kirk Show LLC. So that's for her personal profit. Once upon a time, Charlie told me Andrew Colvett owned a piece of that company too. Andrew Colvett's personal profit for Charlie. And of course, it wasn't for Charlie. So as a refresher, I already had a name. I already had a brand. I was already being sued by the president of France. I think I was actually known globally. What did I sell when Charlie died? How many trademarks did I file? It is wild to me, okay, that this article goes on and states, quote, "Erica is really offended that Candace would use her husband's death to make a buck, to get attention, to get clout, whatever it is. She's offended." That's her focus, guys. Once again, all Erica cares about is money and brand and merchandise. That's what she's angry about. It's such an unbelievable thing for her to share, for someone to say that. She's upset. She thinks Candace is making money. She doesn't have enough of it, apparently. They can't make enough of the money off of Charlie's death. So what she's concerned with is whether or not I'm making any additional money while I try to figure out who killed her husband. So let me make this perfectly clear again. Erica, please listen to me. When Charlie died, we had already signed all of our advertising agreements through not just at the end of last year, 2025, but through to Q1 of this year. So what that means, because I don't really think you're well-versed in business, is that not a single additional advertiser was brought onto this platform and no existing advertisers had their rates raised, okay? We didn't make money in advertising. We sold 0 products. You remember all of the influencers, they raced to put his name, his face on cups, on t-shirts. We're going to share proceeds with Erica. We're going to do this. We all want to fight Charlie, blah, blah, blah. The same influencers who are now selling you the Fed slop about how he died, we didn't engage any of that. No, we were actually grieving to the stark contrary. We sold nothing with Charlie's face. No memorabilia. Not a single item was sold by us in the aftermath of his death. Everyone racing to commemorate him by making money for themselves. And I would point out that in our tribute episode to Charlie, our biggest episode by views ever, we sold and consequentially read 0 ads. 0, none. Go back and watch it. It's still up. To my friend Charlie Kirk, no ad reads, nothing sold for the public. Our show before Charlie died was already in the top 10 globally, sitting above the Charlie Kirk podcast. And every single episode of our new podcast since we launched it back in 2024 has averaged well above 1 million views. Go back and check that. So what is it, Erica, that you are actually upset about? Really ask yourself that question, okay? Because time and time again, you keep reminding people that all you care about is money and brand and merchandising. But I have to tell you, it is the way this article concludes that is just stunning to me. It continues, quote, Erica says she's not going to give that woman an ounce of her energy. Kind of looks like I'm getting a lot of it right now. But sometimes she just can't help herself and she'll just sort of explode with a tirade. She hates her, Candace, more than she hates her political opponents. Who are your political opponents, Erica? Who are your political opponents? Who are you? Who are you? You're some beauty pageant wife who took over the reins of Charlie's company, telling us a story that he wanted it in the end, but just couldn't put it in documents. Who are you to think that you have political opponents? It continues, at least with them, she knew where she stood. They didn't exactly betray her like Candace did. Candace did her so dirty. I think at this point, Erica likes even Tyler Robinson more than she likes Candace. End quote. Yeah, Erica. That's what Drewski and everybody who's been speaking about this has been getting at. That's why people think there's something wrong with you. Because you meant this article to be a smackdown of me, but all it did was further reveal your character. You have been on a wild pursuit of fame and fortune your entire life. You started doing pageants, I think we showed when you were like 12, okay? 6th grade, maybe? And you have not stopped wanting to be in the spotlight. Every person you have dated has had some degree of fame, and you saw Charlie as your ticket to more fame. And then you finally got it, in your view, when you walked out in a white pantsuit with sparklers behind you, and you sucked all of that in. That was it. That was the moment. We look back at those photos of people at the memorial. I have never seen such glee and such happiness. You clinked glasses. You guys then went to a restaurant. You celebrated. Finally, Erica, finally for you, after decades of trying, you had made it into the spotlight and everybody loved you. Brand, merchandising, shirts. You got on that Zoom call. The sales have been crazy. 50,000 shirts sold and kicked back into the LLC that me and the Charlie Kirk Show people own. For Charlie. And then it all came crashing down because maybe Charlie had an actual friend. That's what's annoying. Me, I'm the renegade. I'm the one thing. He had an actual friend who wasn't content to sell a t-shirt and move on and then sell some Fed slop and move on because the price was right. That's what you're upset about, Erica. Money and fame. There is no substance in this article because there is no substance in you. And that's my opinion. Not a call for you to get hurt, but me demonstrating that you have a character flaw that you are not even aware of. We'll be right back after a brief break.